Hi everyone, how's it going? My name is Desiree, and what I have for you today is a 30-minute Vinyasa flow where we're going to be focusing on balancing. So have some blocks if you wish, or you can practice with me without. I will be giving some modifications along the way. And yeah, let's get started. So we're actually going to start in a downward facing dog. So go ahead and make your way onto all fours and directly into that dog. So in this first dog, right, I want you to just feel into the hands, feel into your feet, right? These two or these 4 points of connection, right? I want you to just really stabilize yourself, evenly distribute the weight in the hands and the feet. You can have the knees bent or the legs straight, whichever you prefer, whichever makes this most accessible. And very slowly, I want you to start to pedal out the legs one by one, just like you're walking your dog. Right, and with each pedal, I want you to think of going a little deeper, a little straighter. And find that inner line of the leg that runs all the way from the pubic floor down towards the arch of the foot. Right? Think of reaching out through that line while also keeping that long line, that line straight, right? Or strong, I'm sorry. So there's this element of lift, elongation, right? But the legs are firm and engaged. All right, start to find stillness here in your dog. Right. Now walk yourself forward to the front of your mat, so feet meet the hands. Right. And you have your blocks here if you need to bring the floor up a little closer. You can bend, again, stay bent in the knees. Just somewhere where you can tap into that line in the legs, and a place where you can relax the trunk to get a little closer to the thighs. Grab onto opposite elbows and sway to the right. And then sway to the left. Move back over to the right. And then take it back over to the left. Come back to center. Straighten the arms. Change the crossing. This time we're going to go over to the left. Then sway it over to the right. And then back to the left. And back to the right. Go ahead, come back to center. Release the arms. Take the hands to the hips. And then unhinge at the waist, or at the hips, right? Lead with a flat back, come up to stand. Tadasana, arms by your sides. Give yourself a few moments here, right, to be upright. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Exhale all the air out. All right, I want you to breathe in a little deeper, a little slower. And make your exhale just as slow and as long. Take a few more rounds of deep breathing like this. Right, and what I want you to channel today, so we'll be working with balance, we'll be working with a little more oomph, right? But I want you to think of this pace, this energy that we're gonna build and move at, right, as igniting a fire. Right? We're igniting and moving and essentially creating something inside of us. It's going to help propel us forward. Make this round of breath your last, and then return to a natural breathing cycle, or breathing rhythm. All right, go ahead and open up your eyes. All right, sweep the arms up overhead. We're gonna move into our sun salutations. Then exhale, dive and fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. All right, plant the hands, step the left foot back. And then sweep your right arm back behind you and up towards the sky, open up for a twist. Take the hand back down. Step the right foot back, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to plank pose. And then exhale, lower down to the ground, either in one piece or take the knees down first. When you get there, wrap the elbows in, lift up for cobra. Exhale, fold. All right, find a neutral spine, a neutral pelvis. Right, press up to all fours and then back to dog. You can always press up to plank, however you want to get there, but we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, step it forward in between your hands. Take a moment to settle into this low lunge. Reach out through the back heel, stand yourself up, arms overhead, high lunge. All right, shift your weight into your front foot. Catch some air like you would in a warrior three to step the foot forward, come into chair. Reach the tailbone down, lift up through the chest, and then press into the feet, stand yourself up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, dive and fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step the right foot back. Right, sweep that left arm back behind you and straight up to the sky for a twist. Right, take the hand down. Step the foot back. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to plank pose. Exhale, lower to the ground. All right, inhale, cobra. Exhale, down. Inhale to all fours or plank pose. And then exhale back to dog. Lift the left leg up. Exhale, step it forward. All right, press out through the back heel. All right, stand yourself up, high lunge. All right, shift your weight forward. All right, and then step forward like you're passing through warrior three to come to chair. Press down through the feet, Urdhva Hastasana. And then exhale, dive and fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. All right, step the left foot back, low lunge. Open up for a twist. Take the hand down, step the foot back. All right, inhale to plank pose. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift up to cobra. Exhale, fold. Press up to all fours. And then back to dog. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale, step it forward. Press out through the back heel, stand yourself up, high lunge. All right, and with any of these lunges, feel free to use your blocks. All right, reach forward, pass through that warrior three, come to chair. Whew. Stand yourself up. and then dive and fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step the right foot back. Open up for a twist. All right, hand to the mat. Step back to dog. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, lower to the ground. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, fold. Press yourself up. And then exhale back to dog. Lift the left leg. Step it forward. Lift up to high lunge. Step forward, chair pose. Stand up, Urdhva Hastasana. Draw your hands to heart center. Close your eyes and pause. Take 3 rounds of deep breath here. Sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands and either hop or step back to a downward facing dog. Stay here for a few breaths. All right. So lift the right leg. Step it forward in between the hands. All right. Go ahead and rise up to a high lunge. All right. Reach out through the front heel to straighten the leg, and then pivot on the front heel, the back toes. Come into a Prasarita Padottanasana. So we're in this wide stance, right? And just take a gaze down at the feet, line your legs up, make sure the feet are parallel. All right. From here, go ahead and dive and fold forward, lead with a flat back. Right, if you need blocks to bring the floor up to you, go ahead and use them. Right. And just like we did in that Uttanasana, that forward fold, right? Find that inner line of the legs, right? Feel it root up towards the pelvic floor. See if you can walk the hands back in between the feet. Right? Release the head, the neck, the sides of the chest. Right, shrug the shoulders away from the ears. Go ahead and walk the hands forward. Hands to the hips, stand yourself up. All right, we're gonna go in a different direction this time. So bring the heels in, toes out, right? Bend through the knees. All right, find more of a neutral pelvis, right? So the hip points turn up a bit more to the ribs. All right, and then think of extending out from the inner thigh, out towards the knee, so the knees press out towards the pinky toes. As you're here in this goddess pose, I want you to experiment with bouncing, right? Go slow, go soft, right? I want you to play with swaying. You can close your eyes or keep the gaze soft, right? But just feel into this space and the thighs, the hips, the back, all of it, the feet. right, start to find stillness. Come to center. All right, press out through the heels, straighten the legs. And then just like we got here, right, playing with balance, we're gonna rotate on the back toes. So lift the back heel, lift the front feet or the front toes, right? And then turn yourself forward. Come back to that high lunge. All right, take the hands down to the ground. Step it back to that dog. All right, lift the left leg. Step it forward. All right, stand yourself up, high lunge. Right, press out through the front heel, straighten the front leg. Right, and then we're going to turn and pivot on the front heel, back toes to come to that Prasarita. Right, just check yourself out, make sure you're in line and straight. Hands to the hips, right? Reach up through that line in the legs, fold forward. Like I said, you have those blocks there to bring the floor up to you. You can even rest your head on one of the blocks or two of the blocks. Right, whatever is going to make you feel more supported. Right, stay strong in the legs. And try and find a little more release in the upper body. Walk your hands forward, return to that flat back, hands to the hips, and then stand yourself up. All right, heels in, toes out, squat down. All right, lengthen from the inner thigh out to the knee, press the knee back towards the pinky toe. Whew. Feeling a little tight today. All right, and then play with bouncing, right, pulsing, swaying. Maybe take a moment here to close your eyes, feel into what the body is telling you. Come back to center, find some stillness. All right, now press out through the heels, straighten the legs. All right, we're gonna pivot to the front of the mat, right? So back toes, check. Front heel, check. Woo! And then turn, high lunge. All right, hands down, down dog. All right, you could stay here in your dog, or you can move through a flow. So a flow would be rolling forward to plank, either lowering halfway for chaturanga, right, or knees down, and then lifting up for either an upward facing dog or a cobra. And then on an exhale, move back to your downward facing dog. All right. Go ahead and either walk or hop yourself up to the front of your mat. And then when you arrive, come straight into a chair pose. All right, so knees bent. Get a little deeper in the ankles. Tailbone down, chest lifts. Draw the low belly in. Sit a little deeper. Press out through the feet. Stand yourself up, hands to your sides. Deep breath in, followed by a deep breath out. All right. So at any point, if you need to move towards a wall or use your blocks, absolutely do so. But most importantly, have fun. All right, we're gonna come into tree pose. So I'll just turn and face you. Shift your weight into your right foot, right? Find that line, that long line on the inner thigh, right? Coming all the way up to the pelvic floor. Lift the left foot up off the ground. All right, so we are gonna rotate, we're gonna externally rotate that left leg, right? So the whole thigh bone turns out away from the midline, right? Then without using your hands, draw the left foot somewhere onto the thigh, right? See what you're capable of doing before help. All right, and without losing this containment of the hips, right? So think of yourself being very linear right now, very vertical, right? So without dipping into the hips and going side to side, see how much higher you can bring the leg up on the leg, the foot onto the leg, right? Hug the outer hips in, right? And press lightly the sacrum a bit more forward. Woo! Anyone else wobbling? Come into your breath. Right. Feel that energy rise, but also find a stillness here. Right, as you focus in on breathing, on centering yourself. Take the foot off the thigh, draw the knee forward, plant the foot down. Tadasana. Right, second side, right? So shift your weight over to the left leg, find that long line of engagement, right? Zip it all the way up to the pelvic floor. Take the right foot up off the ground. Externally rotate the leg so the whole thigh bone moves away from the body. Right, and see where you can plant the foot without help. See what you're capable of doing on your own. Hug the outer hips in. Right. Press the sacrum forward. Right. Refine that line of lift. And then without dipping into the right or to the left and really into those hips, right? Stay as vertical as possible to see how much higher you can bring that foot onto the leg. Turn to your breath. Find a point of focus, internally, externally. And as you feel that energy rise, right, just find that space within yourself where you can be amongst it all, centered, calm, right, and just allow that energy to hold you and be with you. Right, pluck the foot off the thigh, bring the leg forward, and then lower it down. Hands by your sides, right? Shake it out, jump it out. Do whatever you gotta do to shake it off. All right, and then let's meet, if you're not already there, back at the front of your mat. All right, and before we go anywhere else, if you have those blocks, if they're at the front, just bring them over to the sides of your mat. All right, take the arms up. Right, and we're gonna fold forward, bend in the knees, right? We can keep this a little more casual. Hands to the ground, and then walk the feet back to a dog. Right. From this dog, go ahead and take the knees down to the ground. Cross the shins, so you roll over your seat and bring the legs forward. All right, knees bent, feet on the floor. And just like you were standing, I want you to find that long line from the inner arch of the feet all the way to the pelvic floor. All right, and then one by one, you're gonna keep a really sharp line in the back body. Lower yourself down, right? Just like you're unhinging, right? Only the pelvis starts to tilt to bring you to the ground. And then when you get there, again, readjust to find that neutral spine. Walk the feet in a little closer. Grab onto that block to just bring it closer. And take a moment here to pause. All right, feel into both sides of the body. Feel into the connection of the feet on the ground, the back on the ground, the head on the ground. Grab that block, press down into the feet, lift the hips up at the same time, and then slide that block underneath of you. There's 3 heights on the block, so you choose. If you don't have a block, you can use a pillow or a blanket, or you can just stay lifted using the strength of your legs. Now, wherever you are, I want you to bring your hands down by your sides, your arms down by your sides, right? And if you have the block or don't have the block, we're all going to be on the same page. So bring the hands to touch, right? Interlace the fingers, right? So it's going to require rolling, like lifting up and rolling the arms under the chest. Right? And press the upper arms down into the floor to lift up through the chest a little more. And then while you're in this bridge, right, think of softening across the front of the chest. Right, the legs are working, the back body is working. Right, but see if you can also find some softness across the belly. So not disengagement, but just softness, right, to extend, to expand. Wherever you are, you're going to release the hands. All right, press the palms into the floor. If you're on the block, lift the hips at the same time, remove the block, and everyone just start to roll down the spine, slowly making your way onto your sacrum to land in a neutral pelvis. All right, stay with that neutral pelvis. Draw the knees in towards the chest, right? No hands, right? So just legs in towards the chest and allow the legs to just heavy. If your eyes are not closed, go ahead and close them. Turn your attention inward. Think of all that energy that you just created within you. See if that energy creates any sort of sensation within the body, within the mind, within the heart. And just check in with yourself. How do you feel? Take the hands onto the shins. And allow the weight of the hands to just heavy onto the legs, and the legs to heavy down towards the body. Bring your attention to the lower back. Right? Feel a sensation of spreading, of everything moving away from the spine. Take the feet onto the floor. Place your hands on your belly. You're going to take 3 really deep breaths here. So inhale, exhale out through the mouth. Inhale again. Exhale. Inhale one more time. exhale. You can stay here, or if you need to come up with me, roll onto your side. Use your arm as a pillow. Press your hand into the floor and make your way to an upright seat. Place your hands somewhere on your body that feels good to you, that feels natural. Take a moment again to just check in with how you feel. When you're ready, go ahead and open up your eyes. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me. Again, my name is Desiree. If you have any comments, questions, feedback, I would love to hear from you, but enjoy the rest of your day.